out gang. Oh shit. I just sold out everything. Yes, you are sold out. But are you making profits? Auntie, uncle, you are sold out. We can't argue that. You can't argue with sold out gang because obviously we won't see any product anymore. But are you making profits? Every now and then we see one vendor or the other, especially Instagram vendors, telling us how they are sold out, how they don't have any product again, and how they are making money. But the question is, are you making profits? Every accountant or even accounting student knows that there is a difference between revenue and profits. In fact, we also know that cash flow is not the same as profits. So in this video, we're going to talk to the entrepreneurs amongst us, the people that are running businesses, whether it's a product business or a service business. You need to be sure that yes, you are selling out. Yes, you are, making money. You're seeing money enter your account. But are you actually making profits or are you running at a loss? Because the thing is, it's not going to show now. So in the beginning, it will look like, oh yeah, at least money is coming in and going out, coming in, going out. But in the long run, it will tell because you will keep putting in your own private money and you keep reinvesting capital, putting capital in, and you are not actually going to be making money. And then when it's time to scale up this business, it will show that there is no profit, especially if you don't even have an accountant. You don't have someone that prepares your accounts on a regular basis. You don't have someone that shows you your bank position, your statement of income. Then by the time you decide it's time to do that and you want to probably do it for tax purposes, maybe FIRS are coming for you, LIRS are coming for you, that's when you realize that you have been making a loss all along. And the main reason why this probably happens is because you have not been pricing your products properly. Some of you bought a product for 20,000, then you say, okay, let me just put 50%, 25,000, you sell it. But does this 5,000 naira profit actually cover your overhead costs? Or are you just pricing by vibes and inshallah? These are questions that you have to ask yourself as an entrepreneur. So whether you're in the product or the service business, in this video, I want to share how to price your product properly as an entrepreneur. So if you're interested, make sure to keep watching. First of all, a few housekeeping tips. Okay, so number one, before you even start talking about pricing, is to know your costs. If you don't know how much you incur in everything in that business, you are already on the path of failure. I'm sorry to say that, but it's the truth. And I feel like this is actually very funny because it's even related to even our personal finance. That's why I always say, how much do you spend on things as a person? On your data, on your clothes, on feeding? Do you know how much you spend? That's the only way you can say, I want to save more. I want to invest. I want to do this. I want to do that. Because if you keep just saying, let me save 20,000, you're earning 100K, let me save 20,000. I just have to save 20,000. That your savings will eventually be saving you because you'll be saving and pulling back, because you are not saving what you are required to save. You're not saving your saving is not commensurate to what you're earning because you don't know how much you're spending on your costs. So it's the same thing even in your business. As a business owner, before you can decide how much to price your product, you have to think about costs. Okay, your cost is not only your marginal cost. It's not only I bought this product 15 naira, that's my cost. That is not your cost. Hey, that is not your cost. Turn to your neighbor and say, that is not your cost. Your cost is divided. I'm going to talk about that actually, but just have it in the back of your mind. Know your cost. Know how much you're spending on everything, down to data, down to rent, down to fuel, down to servicing of your AC. Yes, and the thing is, many corporations. This video relates more with younger entrepreneurs, people that are just starting now, that don't have accountants, that don't know all these things. Many organizations. That's why when you check their product, their financial statements, you will see administrative expense, selling and distribution expense. It is because they are doing proper, accounting, bookkeeping. Everything is in check. But for us that we are still new entrepreneurs, we're still growing, we're just trying to get our feet. I understand, fine. You may not be able to afford an accountant per se, but at least there are some things that you can still do by yourself. So know your cost. Number 2 tip that I'll say before we get into the proper pricing itself is know your product. What kind of product are you selling? Are you selling a product that is unique or is it generic? When I say unique, a product that is unique is a product that you are responsible for creating. Like you are the one that created it, crafted it. You added your own unique styling and your own unique vibe to it. For example, you are a tailor. If you make clothes, for example, we cannot say that your clothes is the same to another clothes, even if it's the same style. You put in a unique, vibe to it. But someone that sells, for example, biscuits, you're selling biscuits, you are not the producer. You buy it. So everybody knows the price of a biscuit. So you can't come and say, oh yeah, my biscuit is special. There's nothing like this. You're not the one that produced that biscuit, except you produced it. So know your product. Is it a generic product? Is it a unique product? If it's generic, like everybody can find it anywhere. It's not that it is specific to you. It's not your own handmade genius that made that product. Then it will greatly determine how you price your products, right? Another thing to know is to know your market. Your market determines largely, to the greatest extent, how much you want to price your product. So know your market. Who are the people you are trying to sell to? Who is your target audience? Are you trying to reach career professionals? Are you trying to reach business owners? Are you trying to reach little children? These are things to note before you decide on your pricing. If you're trying to reach rich people, for example, that means you're trying to create a luxurious product. You're trying to reach a certain kind of people. So there's a way that you have to create your product. There's a detailing you have to put in it. There's a quality you have to put in it. Are you trying to create a luxury product, or are you trying to take a basic product that everybody can reach? There's a way to approach product development. Are you trying to use the product method or the pricing method? The product method says, okay, I want 1 million people to buy this product, so I'm going to make it a little bit cheaper, right? Those are the marketing strategies. That's another conversation on its own. But yeah, it's very important to just know your market, know your product, know your cost. And finally, choose a pricing strategy. This is where we're actually going to. So choosing a pricing strategy involves, choosing whether you want to do cost plus markup, you want to do value, you want to, and by choosing that pricing strategy, you're going to check your competitors. What are they also charging? That will determine greatly. But of course, again, it depends on the uniqueness of the product. If it's a generic product, even if it's a unique product, you still have to look at what your competitors are charging, so that the people that you are competing with will not take all your customers. So that being said, now that you know all your costs, you can pause this video, write out all your costs, everything that you spend on in a month or even in the whole year, because like rent now, for example. So now that you know, okay, these are the amounts that I'm spending, you're not going to say, okay, divide this your cost into two: direct cost and fixed overhead cost. Now, for those of us that don't know what these things are, your fixed costs are costs that does not change no matter the activity level. Basically saying that even if you produce 300 million products, your fixed cost is your fixed cost. Even if you produce one product, your fixed cost is your fixed cost. So what is your fixed cost? Number one, rent. Number two, salaries. Number three, that's for the guys, maybe you're not in manufacturing. Maybe you're just in basic, retailing, for example. So obviously your office assistant, your cleaners, whether you sell or not, you have to pay their salaries, right? So we have salaries, we have insurance, we have equipment depreciation, different things. Those are fixed costs. So if your monthly rent is 3 million naira, it will stay the same whether you sell 1,000 units or you sell 100 units. Now that's your fixed cost. Now for your direct cost, which is like variable cost or like marginal cost, these are costs that change with production level, with activity level. So if you produce 1 million products, it will change compared to if you produce just 10 products. Right, so what are these kind of products? These are like raw materials, these are like packaging, this is like shipping, like logistics, like delivery costs, like commission, and like maybe if you have staff that works directly with products, right? Maybe there are staff that you've employed that, okay, well, if you sell 10 products, you get 5 naira commission, something like that. That one is a different situation. So definitely, if the material to produce whatever it is that you're selling, if it costs 15 naira per unit, packaging 10 naira. You have to add it together to get 16 naira. So determine all your costs. Which one is fixed cost? Which one is direct cost? Which one is variable cost? Now, when you do that, you now add everything together and get your total cost. Once you're getting total cost, you now say, okay, how many units of product was I able to produce in this, 1 month or 1 year or whatever time frame you want to use. You can have a 3-month plan, 6 months plan, 1 year plan. 1 year plan may be reasonable because sometimes your overhead costs are like yearly plans. Overhead costs involve something like even subscription to software packages, ChatGPT, all of them, they're overhead costs because you're not directly charging it to any personal or direct, units. Right? Whether you sell 1 million or not, you will pay for ChatGPT. You will pay for your MailChimp, for example, emailing software. So just add everything together, get your fixed cost. Now determine and say, how many products do I sell? If in a year I usually sell 5 million products, so I'll now say, okay, my total cost is 27 million, and I'm selling 1 million products a year, or I want to sell 1 million products a year. So I'll say 27 million divided by 1 million. So that means each cost is costing me 27 naira. So I must not sell below 27 naira. Even if my direct cost was 10 naira initially, I must not sell below 27 naira. So that's how to price your products. That's how you price your product. Now, if you're in service business, you take the whole thing and say, okay, now, how much do I want to make from this product? Maybe if you're in service business, obviously you won't have materials, you only have your overhead costs, salaries, AC repair guy, whatever your unique cost is. You determine what the total cost is in that situation. If your total cost is 10 million, and every month you want to make a margin of profit of at least 50% margin of profit. You will now say, okay, if I'm making 50% margin of profit, how much am I going to earn? So if all my total profits, all my total cost for the year is costing me 10 million, I want to make 50% profit. 50% profit on top of 10 million is what? We have 5 million. 5 million plus 10 million is 15 million. So 15 million is what I must charge for the whole year. Now divide 15 million by months, 12 by 12 months. That's about 1.2 million a month. 1.2 million is what you must earn in a month. So now determine how many clients do I have? How do I want to charge? If it's 1.2 million, do I want to do a master class where I charge 100 people 100,000 naira, or 120 people 100,000 naira? That's 1.2 million a month. Or do I want to do a product where I charge people 350k? Determine the people that come to you. That's why you know your market first. You already know the kind of people that come to your market. If you always make 100 sales a month, okay, now I want to make more sales. What do I do? Do I do more marketing? If I know that I only have 100 clients in a month, but I'll be making 100,000 naira. I want to make 350,000 naira on those same 100 clients. What do I do? It means I will increase my price. Some of us may need to close down our costs. We may need to close down aspects of our business that is bringing cost to us that we don't need to spend money on. So I hope that this video has really been helpful. If it has, give it a thumbs up. Let me know in the comment section. And yes, I'll see you in my next video.